replays.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Or not.
Dehydrated, I think. I need some tea or something. All right. All right, you ready to go, Ogre? You ready?
Yeah, ready. Ready, Freddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and it is Monday, August 27th. And that means only one thing. It's Monday Motivation with Ogre, and tonight we have a special show for you lined up. So stick around, grab your after-dinner drink or before-dinner drink, whatever you do, get comfortable. Come on over, put them in front of the TV, and slide on over here because we got a great show. So without further ado, I'm going to take you over to stately Ogre Manor and give it away to the Ogre.
Oops. Here we go. My thing is whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey! We're back. Missed last week, sorry. I was a little busy in the exciting workaday world of school busing, so, you know that, well, yeah, I was a little busy with that. You're okay, you caught me, Rajesh. I was just banking one out. I had nothing better to do. Shit, we got a guest. Look at that. Do we just start with the guest, or do we roll into the news, or what should we do?
It's your show, man.
I don't want to ignore him.
You do whatever you want.
He's a old, no notification. That's bugging me.
Yeah, I'm going to have a talk with what's his name.
Because we're supposed to be live, and how will my single number of fans be?
We're getting
know when to tune in. So who do we have here today?
We have a special guest. Now, let me just kind of give you the lead up here of what happened. Now, George is his real name. He goes by the Serb, so we will address him as the Serb from this point on. But George is an army vet, and we're going to learn a little bit about him. And he just happened to go to school with myself and Ogre. So without further ado, let's welcome George, everyone. George to the show. Here he is.
Yay!
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, real quick, George, tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll start off. Where are you from?
Well, originally born in South Chicago, moved to Cal City, went to school with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Like the way you say that. Went to school with you guys.
You guys. And then went to the United States Army. Figuring I was gonna be a military policeman, and when I get out, I was gonna be a Chicago policeman, homicide. You know, I was all hot about that. Then I went to Desert Storm, and my mind changed. Changed my mind actually. And after that, I figured, you know what, it's not for me.
Yeah.
So I got into business for myself for the most part.
Okay.
Painting company, and then now I own a bar.
You own a bar.
It's gonna be 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And then my wife, when I met her, I was in a process of buying a bar. That didn't work out, so I built her a hair salon, and she's been running a hair salon for 16 years now.
Right.
Which is awesome. Yeah. We started, from scratch, because the bar I was buying, guy backed out on me 5 days prior to me taking over, so I lost a lot of money on that deal. But it is what it is, and I was probably, better it happened that way, because I probably wouldn't be married right now, and I'd probably be somewhere in a gutter or in somebody's bar, not mine.
Yeah,
well, that's a happy thought.
So pretty much that's about it, man.
Cool, man.
When did you go in the Army? Did you go in the Army right after high school? Did you bum around, or? Oh, so you went right after we got out, then?
I went November 2nd, I believe it was, of '89.
Wow.
Damn, yeah, you didn't fuck around either, did you?
No, I went right to the recruiter's office after we graduated. I didn't even tell my parents.
Yeah.
And went right ahead and signed up, man. It was ready to go. I went home and I says, hey, I'm leaving November 2nd. To what?
Damn.
To where? And of course, my parents are from the old country, the old former Yugoslavia. And my mom started crying right away. You can't do that. My dad, what are you doing? What are you thinking? I said, it'll be good for me, because I didn't want to go to college. I know what I wanted to do. I wasn't a scholar student, and I didn't go visit any colleges. Being a football player that I wasn't, I didn't get any looks or anything. Sean should tell you. Sean knows that.
We all didn't get looked.
Not looked at all.
I don't even think they came to Cal City.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They'll find
Totally
you.
bypassed Cal City. They stopped at the bars in Cal City, but that was it. They didn't stop at the football field.
I think I got a letter from like North Central or something, and I was like, I'm 6 foot nothing and like 212 pounds at the time. I'm like, yeah, okay. With my blazing 6'8", 40 speed, I'm sure I'll fit right into your NAIA Division III program. No thanks.
Yeah.
6'8", 40. Yeah. Oh, some good times though.
That is.
Sure
So let me
Bonnie
ask you guys this, because I think, see, I came in a little bit later in the high school, when I came to high school. But when did you guys first meet?
It probably what the first day of
Actually,
in
I met you
that
at
summer
Lincoln.
program.
Yeah, I met you at Lincoln though. We played basketball against each other. I
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
make a basket in the wrong hoop.
that's
One of
right.
you guys scored your basket. Yeah. But you and Randy Rodriguez and a couple other guys.
Ordonis.
Yeah, then the summer program. Yeah, well, double sessions.
Yeah, it was the summer workouts before freshman year. It was you and your cousin and me and fuck was there?
Yep.
Like John Upchurch. Remember him?
Ed Cruzan.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Cruzan.
Yeah, Eddie Cruzan. Yep.
Eddie K was there. Eddie K was there for the freshman year. I think he left sophomore year, right?
He still pisses me off. He played 2 seasons with us, freshman and sophomore year, and then he goes to Indiana and becomes all state and rushes for like 3,000 yards his junior and senior year.
Well, I don't know.
Like, nice work, Ed. Of course, he had me and you blocking for him. So what do you?
I was gonna say.
That's it. That's the. You're looking at the.
Starting lineup right there.
You're looking at the left side of the offensive line there, the TF North freshman and sophomore team.
5'4", 130 pounds, soaking wet guard.
But George, they're like, "Hey, you're a guard. Play here, okay?
Okay.
Got it." Going up against big beasts from like
that guy's big.
Yeah, these cats from like Marian Catholic that are like 6'4", 260-pound 14-year-olds. It's like, where the fuck they grow these guys from?
Yeah, they were conceived just for that. That was their thing. It was an arranged thing at the.
It was fun though.
Man,
it was a fun time. For as much losing as we had, it was actually surprisingly. That was terrible. Who the hell am I kidding? It all sucked.
It was horrible. They put me at quarterback sophomore year because our quarterbacks got injured. We were somewhere at Rich South or something, and these kids were just destroying us. And
I got kicked out of that game.
Quarterbacks. Probably. But
I swear, looking.
I'm sitting there. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. So I got everybody in a huddle, and I said, "Okay, you go over here. You go over here." And
hope it
I
works.
don't know. I'll just try to throw to somebody. Hell, I didn't get a chance to even get the snap. I was on my ass right away. Because I don't even know who was blocking for me at that point.
Nobody.
Who do we have blocking for us?
Heinz.
Horrible.
Oh yeah, Heinz. I forgot about him. He's another Indian. It's like everybody just kind of got up and moved. Yeah.
Heinz was all right. What's his name there? Another Northwest Indiana transplant or whatever you want to call it. The immigrant. What's his name? Kuligowski.
Frankie
K. Is he out here in the?
Yeah, he said that he's got videos. He just got all this. He's like into like animals and I don't know. He put up a bunch of videos up lately with a bunch of fucking animals and shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Campground or something.
Oh yeah, I heard about something like that. He owned a campground or a zoo. I heard he bought a zoo. That was the rumor I heard. Yeah, a petting zoo or something. That'd be all right. Well, now, George, I got a text here, a question that came in. It said, "Can you please ask George what is the best thing about owning a bar, and what's the worst thing about owning a bar?" We'll start with the good first. What's the best thing about owning a bar?
You own a bar?
Well,
be honest, man. Just let it out.
You can drink for free.
Yeah.
If you will, but you're not drinking for free. You drink your profits away.
You are drinking. Yeah.
Don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah. So, and I did that for about 7 solid years because I had to. I thought I had to. I didn't drink that much, but Anyway, that's the best. I think the best thing is you get to meet people, all different types of people. And I got to meet. As a matter of fact, I had some blues nights. I got to meet some really interesting people. I got to some of the best blues players out there. Priest John Vaughn, Liz Mandeville. I got Morganfield, Joseph Morganfield, who's Muddy Waters' son. played at the
Wow.
bar, So it was pretty cool, man. I mean, it's some really cool cats, and they're big in big in the blues industry. And here I am in Crown Point, Indiana, and they're playing, in my bar. So that was kind
Yeah.
of cool.
That is
But
badass. How long ago was that?
oh God, that was about 3 years ago. I had the blues every Wednesday night. We had the blues bands in there, and it just
Really?
wasn't a huge draw though because of the area. I think
Yeah.
we're so far south and
Yeah.
Crown
Come on.
Point.
I know. And I'm
No.
probably going to piss off a lot of people by
That's
saying
the
this.
the southeast corner of Lake
Yeah.
County, Indiana, isn't a huge
Yeah.
blues.
And I don't get it,
Bastion.
man.
Not a huge draw.
We
No,
play
I don't
both
know.
kinds.
I don't
Country
know.
and
I think
Western.
I think people gotta kind of I don't know what to say. Pretty much, I'm gonna say get their head out of their ass a little bit and kind of explore because there's so much around here. They're opening up so many, these small
Yeah,
beer
microbrews and
microbreweries and these small, like real good restaurants. Like you couldn't find a good, decent meal in Indiana to save your life, and now
Yeah, it's
you
hard.
got all these restaurants popping up all over the place.
Yeah, it's good. But next door we have a new burrito place actually that opened up. It's
Ooh,
BlackSheep
burritos.
Burrito, which is awesome.
I'd have to make
I'm
another
really happy
trek
to
out
have
there.
that. Some good
Huh.
food.
And you had what's his face? His fucking Nick's band there, all the way from
Yeah,
California.
Oh yeah,
Nick
what
Lewis
was it?
Say
was-
Was it
What the
Moon
fuck was
Puppy?
their- the Bubble House, or what the fuck was
I
their
think-
name?
I
Moon.
forgot that.
The
That's really bad.
Lou Dobbs
I hope Nick's not
Experience.
watching. I hope
Yeah.
Nick's not-
Jesus,
Hey,
now
Nick.
he's gonna yell at me if he ever sees this. I
got
can't think
that.
of the name of the
I got
fucking
his
band.
shirt somewhere.
Yeah, I remember
That's
the show.
bad.
I
Yeah,
saw the
Nick
show.
Nick
It was
was there.
Yeah.
That was a good.
I was there. That's when I ran into Spaniard and he started talking to me, and I'm thinking, who the fuck is this guy? It's this little hairy bastard talking to me with the crazy mustache. That's when you
Yeah.
had your big fucking handlebar.
I did
going.
have the handlebars. I kind of tanned him down a little bit.
So what's the worst part of owning a bar?
Worst part of owning a bar
Staff.
is, I think personally, the fact that for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you are always hoping that nobody gets overserved
Uh-oh.
and nobody gets into an accident, nobody gets injured, nobody gets hurt. That's always in the back of your head. That's the worst thing.
Oh
You
yeah.
know. So
Now,
I really
have you
I really
had
worked on
have
the
you had
bartender.
instances like that before?
I've had instances where I've driven people home. I have instances also that people bring in their own booze, in a water bottle and it's vodka, and they ask for cranberry juice. It was a female actually I had once, and that's just one example. Brought her own, she'd drink cranberry juice and play that machine on the corner of the bar, the quarter
Mhm.
machine, where you can't win any money or anything, but
course not.
so she'd play the quizzes and stuff like that, and she'd
Yeah.
be looped, man, falling down drunk, going to the bathroom. I said, what is wrong with that girl, man?
Yeah.
Then I see her taking this bottle and she's put it inside the cranberry juice. I said, So I walked up, snatched it out of her hand, smelled it, it was vodka. I said, get the hell out of here. She was crying,
Oh man,
all
did you have
messed
like
up.
did you have like a principal moment where you caught her red-handed and you're gonna kick her out of school?
Gotcha, bitch.
That's what I, yeah.
Gotcha, bitch. There it is.
Yeah, she never came
That
back.
is crazy.
So yeah.
That's
so,
crazy. You
yeah,
got to break up.
scary.
You got a little roughhousing going on in your place there.
We
No,
don't take
no, you know
kindly
what? I
to
cleaned it
folks
up.
that don't take kindly around here.
I
Yeah.
cleaned it up pretty quick. When I opened it up, it was pretty rough. And I
Did you
ended
bring
up
in Dalton
cleaning-
the cooler?
Say again.
Did you bring in Dalton the cooler?
Dalton the cooler from
Yeah, the
There
double
you go.
deuce.
You got it.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
I had a big guy. I had a guy about 6'8". This guy was a beast, and he
Mhm.
cleaned out that place so fast. And then I had no customers.
But he worked too good.
Whoops. Yeah. Hey, Tiny, you got to take it easy on some of the customers here.
So yeah, it was tough, but we cleaned it out, and now it's just basically it's a blue collar bar, smoking bar. I just put new fans in, new air, smoke eaters and stuff.
Are they
personally
changing that
quit
law in
smoking.
Indiana, or what are they doing?
Not yet. They tried once before a couple years
As he
ago.
lights up
They
a
had to wait
cigarette.
5 years. They had to wait 5 years to go after it again. I don't know, but me personally, I always wanted a bar like a Cal City bar, a South Side bar, where the guy
Yeah.
gets off of work, comes in, has a beer and a shot, has a cigarette. Hey, what's up, jackass? How you doing over there? Get Jimmy a beer, get Steve a beer. That's what I always wanted. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the way the bar is now. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
They come in, they do their beers, shots. It's not a multi-million-dollar business, but to me, I love it because it's old school. You walk in there, it reminds you of old school tavern, although it's
Yeah.
a large tavern.
So where everybody knows your name, right?
Oh,
Everybody, yeah, there you go. Cheers.
Yeah.
that's worse than my Dalton the Cooler line.
So let me ask you
Yeah.
this, George. Now, are you open to doing flair bartending? Like, are you familiar with the flair bartenders?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You got those there?
I'd love that. Yeah, that'd be great to have flair bartenders in there because
All right.
at nighttime, obviously,
Yeah. Okay.
during when you have a band or something like that. But for the most part, we do a lot of fundraisers. We don't have bands as often as we used to. It's just expensive. It is expensive. The bands are expensive. I mean, some of these bands, they're good, but gee, I can't pay $1,000. Hell, you can't even charge a cover charge. Nobody has money to pay. Nobody's gonna pay. They're gonna go to the other bar.
Yeah.
So, I cut down on them. I use them only for special events, like my 10-year anniversary is coming up February 2nd. I got a good band coming in. That's going to be a good time. I got Joseph Morganfield going to be coming back. He's the blues guy.
Blues, yeah.
That's Buddy Waters' son.
Get out.
And,
No shit, man. See, this is.
Yeah.
See, that's bad. I don't think people.
No,
we'll have Devil Dog
You
come
don't want to
sing.
have Devil Dog come sing at your place, that's for sure.
So,
What
yeah, we
about
have some
you
good times.
get that bar rescue guy out there?
Yeah, I thought about that, but
Yeah, that was a question that came on the email that said, would he ever be open to bar rescue?
in a heartbeat, man.
No
That'd be
shit.
awesome.
Okay.
I take it. Why not? They're gonna
Like
Yeah,
pack
why not?
yourself. You got the guy in there yelling at you for a couple days.
Yeah, how would you
and some producers
deal
and
with
stuff.
that?
I take it, man. Hey, we took more shit in the military, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah, hell yeah. I don't know about
You can
Ogre.
be
I
all
think.
you want, and just
I was
give
in the
us some money.
Navy. I told you Friday. I had football
That's right.
practices that were tougher than some of them days in boot camp. I'm like, yeah, you got a kitchen in there? You got any food in the joint, or you just send them to the burrito place?
We send the burrito place. Burrito place delivers right to us. We have the menus there, and we have a door that attaches to our side.
No
John
kidding.
Tapper wouldn't approve of that.
And then we have a golf outing coming up. They're going to cater that. I have Pepino's catering. Pepino's
Wow.
right?
Good
Okay.
old
So I do that.
Pepinos.
And then I also we do catering, alcohol catering only, specifically alcohol.
Wow.
Venues that do not have liquor licenses because they need a liquor license in order anymore in the state of Indiana. I think it was always a law. It's just they started really, getting down on these people. But if you have a hall and you don't have a liquor license, you cannot serve alcohol. So,
Yeah,
hello.
I agree.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
here
that's
comes
right.
the Serb to the answer,
Here
to
comes
the
I
rescue.
rescue you. I always take care of them.
We're having a TF North reunion on here. We got people joining tonight. Spaniard. We got say hey to Jenny Province. Remember her?
Hello. Yeah.
We got there's my cousin Daniel Lewis. He's down in Georgia. He's not a vet, but he's okay. We got Linda again. Hello, Linda. Hugh Clark.
UJ.
Hugh J.
Oh, hey.
Clark joined.
Look at that.
Wendy Vanoski Bardazek. I can't say her last name now. Billy Bob. Billy Bob is, hey, Bill. Hey, how's things in Michigan? I was in the Navy with Bill. We were together there at the old Atlantic Intelligence Command.
Are you guys rack mates?
No, we weren't rack mates. He was married and I was married. And, you know how it is in
That's
the
what she
Navy.
said.
They're just like longing looks at each other and things like that. That's kind of gay.
That is gay.
Of course, we got Devil Dog and then a bus driver that used to drive for me, Gay Ann. Hello, Gay Ann.
Gay. Her name
See.
is Gay Ann.
That's a driver.
Nice. So what do you got? I know you had something special lined up tonight that kind of involved music. So now that we got our guest, he's part of the show today. Let's get something going here, shall we?
We got now. You're gonna mess me up. The Spaniard and the Serb. What are you gonna call me? The mutt? Because
You're Ogre. That's
I got nothing. I'm just like a regular white guy. I had a driver when I was in the city on the west side at the place I started out at where I cut my teeth. She looked at me and she said one day, she said, "Hey, Sean, what are you?" And I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I'm a human male." And she said, No. She said, "What are you? Are you Irish or Polish or just regular old white? I said, well, I guess you can put me in the regular old white category. I'm not really like off the boat or anything. We've been here a while, so
Yeah.
put me in that one. I'll never forget that. Are you Irish, Polish, or regular old white? Let's take a look at the news. What do we got? Tom Brady hung up on his own interview on the radio. He was very upset. He was getting quizzed about his trainer, Alex Guerrero. Apparently, Alex Guerrero is a buddy of his, and he's like a trainer that had lost his credentials with the team, and then he was spotted on a plane, and the interviewer was asking about him, and the guy had he wasn't an employee of the Patriots, or he is not an employee of the Patriots. This Guerrero trainer guy, but even because you're buddies with Tom Brady, you're pretty much like in anywhere, I guess, with the Patriots, and he was on the he's in the locker room, and he's like in the offices, and the radio interviewer was asking him about him being on a plane, and Brady's like he says, no, I don't want to get into that. And they said, well, we saw him on the plane. He's like, yeah, it's no big deal. And then he asked like 3 times, and he said, yeah, I don't want to talk to it. And they asked him again. They're like, oh, no, I understand. And we got the transcripts here. I understand. I was just trying to figure out. I saw the reports this weekend. He's traveling with the team. Was he on the sideline on Friday? And then Brady gave him the old, okay, I'll talk to you later, bye, and just hung up on his own freaking interview. So I don't know if that's about that amounts to a whole bunch of nothing, but it's just kind of interesting when, you're the superstar level that you are, Tom Brady. And plus I had caught my eye because I had our fantasy draft Sunday.
Yeah.
On Friday when I'm leaving work, the guy tells me, the guy running the league says, no, we're not going to have enough people. Our league's not going to go this year. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then Sunday, I'm at my grandpa's 98th birthday party, and I get a text, and the guy's like, okay, are you ready? The draft starts in 30 minutes. And I'm frantically trying on my phone to hook up on the Wi-Fi off of my 98-year-old grandpa's VCR he's got under his TV. I'm like, for fuck's sake, I can't. So my team, the CBS Sports line there, automatically drafted for me, and I got Tom Brady, and I'm like, well, that would have been good 4 years ago or so, but we'll see. There's no money involved. Pretty much. Brady?
Is he? Yeah, I mean, you think this is his final year, or I don't know? What do you?
I think he's like ageless.
Well,
he's got that special trainer giving him the rub down, so I guess
that'll do it.
Maybe that'll give him an extra year or so. There's the Tom Brady rub down.
Yeah.
What else do we
got? Another question here for the Serb. Hey Serb, what's the name of your bar?
Oh yeah.
Backcourt Bar.
Backcourt Bar.
Crown Point, Indiana.
And the name.
Just off the square.
Yeah, tell us about the name. People are curious. Why Backcourt Bar?
Every name I thought of was like used in the state of Indiana. Now there's 30-something bars in Crown Point, so just like Cal City days. But Backcourt. It's on Court Street. I'm on the back side of it in a little plaza. So I said, you know what, Backcourt. That was it. It was really simple.
That is.
So that's where it's at.
Effective.
That was an effective idea. Did you see the people getting shot at the video game tournament?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
In Florida.
What was that?
It was a Madden. Yeah, it was a Madden tournament in Jacksonville, and this guy got bounced from the tournament. This 24-year-old cat. Mm-hmm. He had won like the year before or something, and he shot dead 2 of them, and then shot himself after he got knocked out. Damn. He got not knocked out, but I mean he got 9 other people too, didn't he? Let's see. 24-year-old Vinny thought the shot dead 2 fellow competitors. Blah 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 blah. Carried out the shooting before he was found dead from a self-inflicted wound.
He brought the gun with him to the tournament?
Well, you never know when you get pecking there for a.
God damn, man, you can't go anywhere.
Before the shooting, in which, you're right, 9 other people were injured.
Fuck, man.
Blah, blah, blah. He was the 2017 tournament winner.
You see, George, that's why I don't go out. I don't go out much anymore. You would rarely see me.
That's a bit much to get that work, but I guess there's bread because the contest winners of this regional tournament in Florida.
Ugh,
They go to Jacksonville and they compete for a $165,000 grand prize.
Yeah.
Well, shit, that's a year's worth of work right there,
Yeah.
and then some. I mean, Christ, more than I
But
get.
don't these guys have like a regular job too,
I
just
think
in
that's
case
it.
they
If
don't
you,
win?
well, probably they probably
I
doing
don't know,
something
man.
IT bullshit or selling cable. I don't know.
So what? So where do we go
Did you
from
see
here?
the picture of the guy?
Yeah, he was like Nerdly McNerdlerson. He's
He looked like he was 4'3",
just a guy.
and just a kid. I thought he was a kid. The picture, I'm like, what the hell's that?
Yeah, well,
24-year-old man.
that's the thing too. We're getting old. You see a 24-year-old, you're like, he looks like a baby, and
Yeah,
then
he is.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you
you're
just,
right about
and you
that.
just, and you just snap like a fucking green bean and shoot some guys because you get beaten in your Madden tournament. But still,
All
Lived
things,
in his
man.
house.
but
the
still,
whole-
even
his whole
even
life,
over
fucking-
the even over the money to lose like that, and then just to like Spaniard said, who the hell's bringing their gun to a video game tournament?
I mean,
There might be
to me that
there
sounds
might be some
premeditated.
roughnecks here that are over 5'6". You see the size of that guy? He's
Yeah,
5'7"
yeah.
and 142. Jesus.
And nobody knew of it. That's the other thing. I don't know. I don't know. That's just again, that's one of those hot topics.
But then that's what you run into, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. You run into do you have to set
happening
up?
everywhere, man.
You got to set up fucking a police state everywhere and have metal detectors and pat downs when you're going into the freaking library or the emergency room or.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. They're going to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do something.
That's funny. I got a funny story about that. We were going into court years ago, and I'm at the what's that? Daily Center, Daily Plaza.
Yeah. Oh, Chicago.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going into court, and my it was this was ex-Mrs. St. John number 1.
Okay.
She came from work, and she was an emergency room nurse. And they put her through the thing, and they're like, "Oh, what do you got? You got metal on you?" And she had like a fucking stethoscope and all this shit. I'm like, "Don't you have a fucking car? What are you doing?" "I didn't want to leave in the car." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, suburbanite." Like I'm Joe City. And she's one of them fucking those. They're not scissors. One was scissors,
Ooh.
snip, 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 and one were those them little them clamp things, clip, hemostats or something. I think they're
Yes.
called. The doc would
They're
know if he was here.
Yeah.
Them little clamps that clamp down and they click, 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 and they clamp. And
Right.
the woman, the security guard woman, is looking at them, and she's like, I don't know about these. And she's like, She's like, "Can we go? We just got to go up to court. We're going to be late." And they go, "Yeah, hemostats. That's it." And and the security guard woman looks at her and she goes, "Well, what court are you going up to?" And she says, "Divorce court." And she says, "I'll just hold on to these down here."
Damn.
As soon as she said divorce court, I started rolling my eyes. I'm like, she ain't getting her fucking scissors back. She'll think
Yeah.
she's gonna go right for my jugular or something with them. So that was a fun little story about divorce there. So that's news. What else we gotta do? We gotta hurry it up here. Let's check my notes here.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, my grandpa's 98th birthday party. I tell you what, I look at this guy, and he was a union carpenter after he graduated high school in 38, 37, something like that. He
Mhm.
got married, had a couple kids, went off to WW2. They shipped him off to the Pacific. He was out there in Luzon and some other place. Not Lady Gulf. That was Leyte Gulf was fought by planes. Or so he was at Luzon, and then he was at Okinawa, and then training in Korea for the landings.
He was all
That luckily never came. That's why he said Truman's his favorite president of all time, because he blew those little yellow fuckers up, and I got to come home. I was like, oh, okay, all right. When you're 98, you could be a 98.
Archie Bunker.
98, you can say whatever you want. Although he still thinks I think he believes he believes at this point that I am my older brother's son, and that I am kind of like my son Patrick, because he asked me when I was leaving and shaking his hand saying happy birthday, and me and Danielle, my daughter, were hitting the skids, and he asked me, he said, "So are you done with the Navy yet? Are you out now?" And my brother's behind me, and he starts laughing. He goes, "Yeah, for about 25 years." I'm like, "Will you shut up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm done." He's like, "Oh, now you got to get a job and go to work." I'm like, "Yep, working on it. I'll find one sooner or later." I'm like,
Well, you must look young.
my
So you must
daughter's
look-
like, why are you telling him that? I'm like, he's 98. He ain't gonna remember when I walk out the damn door. But anyway, I look at his old geezer, and he's just, tottering around there, and I keep thinking about them fucking scenes in the Pacific on HBO where these dudes are fighting in the jungles and shit, and you watch like I don't know, you guys probably do as much as I do. Watch the old documentaries and shit. They used to have them all on the History Channel and stuff.
Oh,
with
yeah.
all the World War II
Flamethrowers
stuff.
and
Yeah, flamethrowers, and they're fighting the Japanese in the islands and burning them out and gunning people down. And I'm like, I just can't see it. I'm like, how?
War as hell, man. That
I'm
was
like, yeah, how the hell did this guy do it? So that was fun. There was another rousing rendition of "Happy Birthday to You" by the St. John Clan. That's always. If
Did anybody
never
do it
seen
in
it,
a?
I mean, you've heard me sing on here, so imagine that times like 12.
Did you do it in a Marilyn Monroe style?
No, that would be really strange. Yeah, kind of like that. It's like that, except it's "Happy Birthday" by me and my brother and sister and mother and cousins and uncles, and yeah, it's not. It is not a party for the ears, let me tell you. I remember my story. I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you my story about a hoe that can't turn off a light.
Oh, go. Okay, yeah. That's what I was waiting for.
That's what you're waiting for. A hoe story. All
right, kids, gather around. Uncle Ogre is going to talk about a hoe story.
This is one I remembered. This did not happen recently. This was before I kind of cleaned out the hoe closet and then down to a one-woman ogre. What the hell's that? What's on the side there? What's going on? Oh, that's his phone. He's checking his phone. Okay. And, no problem with it. I was just wondering. I thought we were being invaded. I saw a giant thing coming on the side of the screen there. Look out, Paige, you hit the ground.
George is making porn again. That's what he did prior to the bar was porn. So he was just kind of reenacting some scenes from of yesteryear.
Yeah.
This was probably hoe C or D back in the springtime.
Mm-hmm.
After things are taken care of, he wants to go get a drink of water. I said, all right, you know where the fucking kitchen is. So she gets up, he goes to the kitchen, turn the lights on in the kitchen, gets a water bottle out of the refrigerator, walks back to the bedroom, takes a drink, puts a water bottle on a little nightstand there on her side, because I need my space. It's like, okay, we're done now. You can just go over there. And before you put your pants on and hit the skids, I believe your car's parked outside. And the light's still on in the kitchen. I can see down the hallway here at Stately Ogre Manor. She puts the water bottle down, turns around, and stops and goes, oh, I forgot. And she walks out of the bedroom, and I think to myself, okay, she's going to go turn the light off. I didn't have to say nothing. Walks down the hallway, doesn't go to the ensuite, goes down the hallway into the hall bathroom, goes to the can, comes out of the bathroom, and leaves the light on in the fucking bathroom.
Mm.
And then comes back to bed like everything's fine.
Mm.
Yes. And then cuts one. So I questioned, I said, did you forget something? And she's like, no, did you want a water or something? I'm like, you left the lights on. He's like, oh, well, it's no big deal. You close your eyes, I'm like, turn the fucking lights on. So it's not really much of a story. What happened, it's just devolved into a big argument about why are you leaving the goddamn lights on in my house was pretty much the question that I raised. And why do you feel that you can't turn them off? And then she got mad and left, and I think she left me an upper decker, and that's about it. That's the excitement of that one. That one really went nowhere. It sounded a lot better in my head earlier today.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Were you on the shitter when you were coming up with the story?
No, I was sitting at work trying to keep my eyes open because I remembered it and I was thinking about it and I was laughing about it. I don't really want to go into the argument that ensued. It got pretty disgusting at a few points. So let's just move on.
Deanna
How about
says
this?
hello. How about that? Deanna
Who?
says hello. Deanna, I think she is. You're the one from Washington State, I believe. She was the one that joined us last week. So welcome back, Deanna.
You said hi, gentlemen. I don't know who the hell she's talking to.
There's no gentleman around here.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you?
I got another comment that came in for George. George, it's a comment that says he's got the nicest bathrooms. So look at that. The back court bar
Hey,
has the
thank you,
nicest
thank you.
bathrooms. Look
Yeah,
at there.
I pride myself on them things.
Yeah. So let me ask you something.
Cleaning them.
In the time you've owned the bar, have you ever gotten involved in any bar fights? Like since you're talking, you wanted like an old school bar, you know. Any did you ever
Yeah.
get involved with any bar fights?
No, never did. I would talk them down usually. They didn't know I was the owner because I'd be in there for, every day. And I just
Yeah.
wear a Cubs hat and just, regular t-shirt and be drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette, talking to everybody. So they just thought I was just a regular or.
Yeah.
And I'd walk up to them and say, listen, you can't do what you're doing. And who the hell are you? Or they'd say, who the fuck are you? This and that. And I'd say, you know what? You got to go. Then they try to get really hard, real tough guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the whole bar behind me. And I'm thinking I'm a tough guy. This guy's walking backwards. But I didn't realize that I had some guy standing behind me and I kicked this guy's ass.
And you
So
got
you
the
have-
6'8", then you got the 6'8" dude to roll the guys out of there.
Yeah, you got the hired muscles. That's nice.
He took him just like a cartoon. He took a guy by the back of his neck and he picked him up and then he took him by the back of his pants. Now, this is about a 50-year-old man he took who was probably about 6 foot tall, about 180 pounds. Picked him up, opened a door with his head, opened the other door with his head, and just flung him into the bush. And I says, Jerry, you can't do that.
That's always fun.
Well, he was.
Well, you have a back door, don't you?
But he literally picked the guy up, and the guy never came back. He didn't come back to get his hat or anything.
Yeah.
So he was driving on this old Korean War vet, He was talking smack to the Korean War vet, and it got to him, So Jerry just took him, walked him. Well, he opened the door with him and threw him out the door. That was it.
You're going either through the door or out the window, but you're going out.
Yeah. Thank God he went through the door.
I got bounced when the guys, one guy, friend of mine gave me his antibiotics when I was sneezing. He's like, here, take these. These will clear you right up. These big fucking horse pills. And we're like, I don't know, 24 or something, 25. I was back out of the Navy, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So I took those, and we went to this joint on down there at Route 30, right across from the hospital. There used to be a dance club place there. We went there, had a few beer,
Oh, yeah.
and next thing I know, I'm fucking music. It's like something out of a movie. The fucking room is like turning sideways, and I'm not hearing the music's just getting farther and farther away. I can't hear, and old Bill there looks at me. I was with Bill and Scotty J, and Bill looks at me and he goes, "Ogre, are you okay?" He told me this later. He goes, "You just looked at me and rubbed your hand through your hair like you do. Looked at me and said no, and then you just fucking crumpled."
Oh, wow.
I hit the ground. I opened my eyes and Scott's standing over me. He's like, "What the fuck? Are you dying? You having a heart attack?" I'm like, "God, I hope not." I popped back up and I'm like, "I'm okay. I'm good." He said, "You got back up and then you just fell down again." I fall down again. And then the bouncers are over there, and they're like, "Hey, you all right, buddy?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then Bill comes running, and he's like, "He's on medication. He's on medication." I'm like, "Yeah, great. Tell them that. They're going to believe that."
Mm-hmm.
They start walking me out. They're like, "Let's go out and get some air." And I'm like, "There's two bouncers, and I'm already fucked up." I'm like, "All right, whatever." I was out the door. I only had like 2 or 3. I mean, I wasn't drunk. And one of them, Scott, was saying, "Well, he's not drunk," and the Bill was saying, "He's on medication." And we're walking. So we're walking out. That's me walking.
I was going to say that's your walk.
Yeah, we're walking out, and we go past the bar, and Scott, they were telling me again, just laughing, and I start to pass out again, and I leaned over, and I'm about 6 foot, 6.5 inches if I stand up straight, and about, at the time, probably, I don't know, 250, 245, is strangely what I am now, so I guess I'm about what I am now.
Yeah.
And I started to go, and I start leaning. They said, "You start leaning on this little Mexican guy." This guy was like 5'3". He looked like Amos. He was like 5'3" and like 110 pounds. He said that guy turned around and gave you a dirty look like you're pushing him, and he went to give you like a 2-arm shiver to get you off of him. He said, and you just collapsed and just pressed this guy right into the fucking bar. He's like, you just got this little Mexican guy's like stuck against the bar. And then they call in Dalton the cleaner, and he grabbed me up, got me underneath the arms there, and was dragging me out. After I passed out on the bar on a little guy, I came to, and I'm getting dragged out. I see the shit's moving backwards away from me, and I'm moving backwards, and it hits you. You're like, I'm getting fucking dragged out. I'm like, oh, okay. And I looked, I saw some girl I know, I remember that. I'm like, hey, I know you. And my mom, oh, yeah, that's going to work. That's a good pickup line. They're getting pulled out of a bar.
Getting pulled.
And
Yeah.
I'm trying to give Bill my fucking coat check ticket because I wanted my Notre Dame starter jacket. I'm like, get my coat, man. And then those guys, they were like that. The big guy, the cooler that got me, that dragged me out, got me to the door, and it was no mercy there either. It was the door was open and it just flipped, and I kissed the fucking pavement out there, just hit it face first, smack. I'm like, okay, well that woke me up, like fucking horse pills. Thanks for the fucking antibiotics you gave me with alcohol. How come they should put a warning on these things?
I think they do, don't they?
Well, yeah, they do.
I
But,
think those are
Nobody
antibiotics.
reads them.
yeah, so that was my getting thrown out of a bar story. So let's move on. Hey, as long as we got the Serb here, let's do this. Since we were trying to do this about music, but now we're talking about getting thrown out of bars, let's have a little fun.
All right.
And very little. Yuck, 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 yuck. There it is. That was for Rajesh. He was going to say something funny like that. Oh,
Classic.
Here we go. Classy.
that's our
We're stepping up in the world.
That's our have a little fun music. Let's do this. We're going to have 3 rounds.
All right.
And we are going to have a drummer's draft.
Okay.
So, any drummer, any professional drummer, hopefully somebody
Dead or alive?
just the roll, dead or alive.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And
Okay.
Serb, since you're our guest, you can go first. Who would you take if you were going to have a rock and roll band? Who would you want as a drummer? Who's your number one guy?
Well, there's John Bonham. Or
He said or who?
Peter Criss, man.
Okay,
Peter
well,
Criss.
pick one. You got to pick one. This is like we're
I got Peter. I'll take Peter Criss.
Peter Criss.
Because I was a
Okay.
huge Kiss fan.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, Peter Criss. You know, Peter Criss could lay it down and keep time. He was doing his thing back there. All
He was
right,
a stud.
Spaniard, who's your number one pick? I think I know who you're going with now. He's right there.
No,
for
I'm gonna go
taking.
with Vinnie Paul from Pantera.
Really?
Yeah. He had the double bass, man. He that guy who had a speed pedal, he was badass.
Well, you're both wrong.
Hmm.
The correct answer is my guy who's number one, the one and only, the god of all drummers, Neil Peart
Neil Peart, yeah.
from Rush, the
Neil Peart.
Canadian supergroup.
Yes, I just watched the documentary on Rush.
All right, Serb, you got a second one. Who are you gonna go with?
John Bonham.
John Bonham. John Bonham off the list. John Bonham with the it goes fourth in a drummer's draft.
Uh-huh.
Kappa? Oh, sorry, Spaniard?
Stuart Copeland
Oh, you jerk.
from the Police.
Yes. Now there's a guy. If you not that I'm
Very
like
talented.
not that I'm like Johnny Drummer or anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, just the differences. You know, the way that he changes the fucking tempo and the change up just in the song. You're listening to a song and you're like, oh, he's got a little Jamaican thing going there, and
Yeah,
then
little
jumps
ska.
into something completely. You're like, what the hell? Where'd
Yeah.
that come from? Well, let's see. We got Bonham off the list. We got Stuart Copeland off the list. We got Neil Peart.
Wow, we're doing pretty good, huh?
Of course, we are doing pretty good. I'm gonna go with
3 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're done.
We're running low on drummers.
Yeah. You got. Come on, you got to come up with something now.
Bill
You know,
Bruford.
Tommy Aldridge.
Oh, not Tommy Aldridge.
Well, that was a vote from Deanna. That was her. And we have another vote from Linda. Said Buddy Rich.
Oh, I forgot about the old farts. I'm going to
Yeah.
take Bill Bruford from Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
There you
see
go.
how good you smarty pants can do from the. Stop looking at text. Tommy Aldridge. Neil Peart.
I got one. I got
I already took him in the first round there, Deanna. All right, Serb. Here's your third one. Who you got?
I'm thinking, how about Ringo Starr?
Ringo Starr.
Ooh.
Now, see, that's another thing. I would argue that too, is that people say how shitty he was and stuff, but I mean, he was there to do
64. Come on.
he was doing a fucking job. Yeah, you're right. There you go. It was 60 shit. The early
You know.
60s.
Yeah,
What are
they
you
didn't
gonna
have
do?
all that. They had big old sets, man. They had two. I don't even know what they're called.
2 tom-toms
A snare and
there,
a
and
bass
that was it.
drum.
That's right.
You know.
I got 2 turntables and a microphone. All right,
Yeah.
Spaniard, who do you got?
All right, my last one.
Your
This is
last one.
gonna blow your mind.
Gonna blow my
Sheila
mind.
E. Sheila E.
Sheila E.
Yeah. She was hot. Still is, man. She still is
Fabulous
hot.
Life.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
not too bad.
She
I'm
did a
gonna
lot,
go.
man.
I'm gonna go with Mitch Mitchell.
Mitch Mitchell.
You know who Mitch Mitchell is?
Sorry, that doesn't ring a bell there, bro.
Sounds like
Mitch-
a blues.
Mitch Mitchell was the original drummer for The Experience with Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Oh, wow.
I thought that
He
was
was-
Steve Missile.
No. That was hilarious.
Different guy.
That was one of the
Afterwards.
one of the 2 white dudes from England that he picked up before he
Mhm.
got tired of them and went with his old army buddies from the 101st. Was he in 101st Airborne? I think he was. He was
Yeah,
airborne.
he was. Yeah.
Old Jimi Hendrix. So what do we got? So the Serbs got. Let's see. Let's rate our teams now. Serbs got Peter Criss, John Bonham, Ringo Starr. Spaniards got Vinnie Paul from Pantera, Stuart Copeland, and Sheila E.
hmm
Ogre goes with Neil Peart, Bill Bruford from Yes, and Mitch Mitchell from Jimi Hendrix
So what did I win?
backup band.
What do I win? What do
I
I win?
don't know.
Just out of just because I went with 2 prog bands and because the Serb took Peter Criss first, just out of variety of your different musical selection, Tony, I'm man enough to admit I think you would, if we were keeping score somehow, I think you would win that little contest because you got the guy from Pantera, which is metal. And you got the Police, which are, it's frickin' it's the Police.
Yeah.
And then you got Sheila E., which is just,
Pop culture.
pop, yeah. Well,
R&B.
Nice
Yeah.
variety.
there you go.
Nice
There
variety.
you go.
That's it. That's
That's
man.
nice
Even
variety.
on variety.
I'm
And
all
speaking
about
of-
variety.
Speaking of variety, let's move on to this.
Okay.
Let's take a little peek in Ogre's record collection. How's that sound?
Okay, there you go. I like it. I
Here's
like
what I
it.
want you to do. Serb, since you're the guest today, I want you to pick a shelf number 1 through 5.
3.
Okay, shelf 3, 1, 2, 3. And then say 1, 2. Give me a number 1 through 4.
1.
1. Okay, shelf 3, and then 1. I'll just go like this. 1. I was gonna go 1, 2, 3, and just kind of see what random comes up. All right, so shelf 3 and 1. Serb, Spaniard, you give me 1. Shelf number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4.
Shelf 4, and then give me a number between 1 and 10.
2.
Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Sure. All right. So I got another question, another email right in. George, what is your favorite drink to make at your bar? Does the backcourt bar have a signature drink?
We do not have a signature drink, but my favorite drink is the old Irish
Okay.
Car Bomb.
Chosen
The
completely at
Irish
random.
car bomb. There you go. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
eternity later.
Shut up, Rajesh. I'm fucking plastic, man. I can't. And if I'm
That would
gonna
be
have
cool
a,
though. If you could,
if I'm
you
gonna,
could stretch your arms that long, that would be impressive.
if I could do that with my wiener. If I'm gonna have something randomly picked, I can't just have it already here. Okay, here is album number 1 randomly chosen from Ogre's record collection. This is the oh Jesus, we can't even see. This is the 1979 release on
Devo.
Warner Brother Records. That's right.
Devo.
Good old
Nice.
Devo. This is Are We Not Men? We Are Devo. Yeah, shut up, Rajesh. Ask around that college. They'll be all retro about Devo.
Nope.
This includes the wonderful. Look at that. You got the Uncontrollable Urge, Mongoloid. You got the Satisfaction cover that they performed on
Oh,
Saturday
yeah.
Night Live. Look at that. You got little clips on the back here from their before there were like actual videos. They put out like little music movies. So yeah, this was the first one from Devo. This is a good album. If you're into new wave or whatever you want to call Devo, a little something different. If when you're sitting
That
around
was
when you're sitting
like
around
the
the art
beginning of
house.
the new wave.
Yeah, this was before before the British thing. They was more like yeah, 1978 Warner Brothers Records. It's before they came up from that art crap where they just like make fucking noise. Listen to me, dude, Mr. Fucking Critic or something. But you know what I mean, like that super whacked out like hippie shit there where the people
Yeah,
are like, oh, that's fucking excellent. It's like somebody screaming and like eggs cracking
Oh
or something,
yeah, and
and
then
you're like,
everybody's doing
what
this.
the fuck is that? So yeah, like that. So they came, doing the snap. Oh, excellent! It is wonderful. It's such a good, such a statement against the bombing of Cambodia because we're in college in 1971.
It's groovy.
You know, so
it's Klibis, baby. It's
yeah,
Klibis.
so so they came up from that and they just sort of started making different sounds, and then they figured they like, oh well, hey, maybe we can actually like put a song structure together, and their whole thing was wanting to go with synthesizers and electric music, and the whole Devo thing is from their art house days where they were humanity was de-evolving, so it was the theory of de-evolution. So they were Devo, and that's Devo, and Devo's cool, and if you don't like it, you suck. And this is other randomly chosen album. I know you'll like this one.
You suck.
Oh yeah.
Cheech and Chong.
The old Cheech and Chong Los Cochinos album. See, they're in the car.
Yeah.
You watch this. This is a fun with albums, kid. This is what you can't do with. I don't know. People don't even get fucking CDs anymore, do they? What do they get? Everything's just like downloaded.
Yeah, MP3s, I believe.
Not MP3.
MP3s.
Try rolling joints on a download. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
You got a digital. Okay, so you had this. Here's the album, and then when they're sitting in the car, and then when you go to slide the album out, see that? See, that's hilarious. See, they're inside. That's the door, and all their drugs are in there. This actually has. Oh, look at this. This has got all the. I don't
So are
know.
you selling these albums or?
No, I'm not selling them. I'm just giving you a little insight.
You're just
into
showing
it.
them off.
This has got Basketball Jones on it. Tell me you haven't heard Basketball Jones.
Dave's not here.
Yeah, no, that's not on this one. But this has got.
That's what Katie said.
Basketball.
Katie, our number one fan, by the way.
When did Katie? Wait a minute. What happened to Steve?
Well, there's been a debate that Katie has been on way longer and has been at every show just about more than our Coke guy. So she's saying she's the number one fan. So
What about Linda?
Linda's in a very close second with Coke, with our Coke man.
Better watch it.
I don't know.
Gonna have a knockdown.
Katie's gonna have to send us. She's gonna send us the stats. By the way,
I'm gonna have to answer some questions about that. Dude.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see.
You're gonna get me in trouble here. The program. Okay. Anyway.
There we go.
So moving on.
All right. What do we got?
Yeah, no, I'm not selling them. I was just a little peek into the mind.
Because I got a shitload of, I'm in the process of moving here, George. I sold my house. I'm closing on Friday, moving tomorrow through Friday. Got a lot going on. Well, yeah, I don't know if it's congratulations or not, but yeah, I'm moving out of here, moving a little bit closer east. But the house that I took over and was renovating found a shitload of albums, man. So I'm gonna be thumbing through them. And I'm probably going to bring them and have to show you these. I mean, there's got to be at least 200 albums, and they were inside this old house. So I'm sure there's probably something there that might be worth money. So I'm gonna have you take a look at a few.
We have what's that called when somebody loses the like an election and they call the other guy and say, okay, concession. We've had a concession here in the comments.
Yes.
Linda says that's okay. Katie should get number one status.
There you go. See, Linda's very diplomatic. Thank you,
Linda. There you go. Linda is very diplomatic and feel like it.
So, Chop, you're moving to the east?
No, I'm just moving a little further east. I'm moving a little north and east, near the Michigan-Indiana border, off the grid, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'll have you guys up. I'll have you guys once everything is settled. The what? Yeah, everything. You name it. Yeah, you're a hunter, aren't you? Don't you do some hunting?
I just go for goose and duck, and I don't do any squirrel or any of that kind of stuff.
I gotcha.
Or deer. I like deer.
You
I
don't
to
like
eat
deer?
it, but I don't
Yeah.
hunt it.
I don't hunt
Okay,
deer.
I'll have to, because deer season starts here in about 2 weeks around here. So yeah, I'm gonna be hitting it, and I'm gonna hit it hard. Let me tell you, I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
hit it hard, Ogre.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go hunting down at.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
Hunting at the jewels.
the jewels.
Yeah, they're closing
sexy.
up. They're closing the La Familia Supermercado in my fucking Dunkin' Donuts strip mall over here, right
How dare
around the
they.
corner.
Sons
I
of
know.
bitches.
Pissed off. I was go in there and get my fucking those them super sugar orange pops that they got in there. Thanks, Rajesh. And now it's gonna be closed. And where are the whores gonna hang out?
You gotta.
Not
you
the
gotta go to-
hose, the real whores, the actual like
actual
have,
whores.
the actual
Hookers.
whores have sex for money. Hey buddy, you need a date whores. No thanks. I'm just getting my coffee and going to work. Sorry, it's 5:15. I'm going to
really?
work and you're getting off work, baby. Keep moving. Go down. I think there's a guy down there hanging outside the laundromat at the next strip.
He's the
It's,
pimp.
it's a happening strip mall over here by old stately Ogre Manor. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right, we had a guest and we had some silliness and a terrible story by me that went nowhere. So let's tie a bow on this and go into today's date in history.
All right,
Hey,
here we
Rajesh.
go, Rajesh.
And it comes back. We're still working on that one. We got to get a better edit today.
All right.
All right, August 27th. Da-da-da. August 27th, 1776. The Battle of Long Island in what is now Brooklyn, New York, not Manhattan. In Brooklyn, New York, British forces under General William Howe defeat Americans under General George Washington. Take that, Yankee.
Yeah.
Okay, August 27th, 1832, Black Hawk, leader of the Sauk tribe of Native Americans, surrenders to U.S. authorities, ending the Black Hawk War. Now, is that the same? You guys know anything about the old Native American tribes? Anybody?
Yeah.
The Sauk, is that the same Sauk Trail, or those they were up here in these parts?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, thanks, Rajesh. So that was today. They ended the Black Hawk War. So there you go. Here's a good one. August 27th, 1859. Petroleum is discovered in Titusville, Pennsylvania, leading to the world's first commercially successful oil well. 1859. Oops, I just lost my place here. Holy fuck, what's going on? Okay.
Katie has a comment real quick. She said, "Where's Joel? Or is he salty from the drunken shit talking?"
He's well, the first he doesn't drink anymore, but
Or no, from her should he?
Oh, her drunken? No, he doesn't. He sleeps like a baby. He cares not for what is said on comments on social media. Let me tell you.
Good.
So, yeah, no, he's probably working or I don't know, out getting a haircut or something.
Okay.
3 people. So, all right, where the hell was I? August 27th.
George is falling asleep, man. So you better liven this up.
We're wrapping it up. He's going to have to guess along here with you pretty soon. August 27, 1979, an Irish Republican Army bomb kills British retired Admiral Lord Mountbatten.
And we just talked
Bastards.
about Irish car bomb.
Yeah. So they were... and shortly after...
You know what? No, I'm going to do that.
British Army soldiers are killed in an ambush.
I'm going to head over to the backcourt bar this week, and I'm going to. Does anybody there make a good Irish car bomb at your place?
Yes, we do. Trust me. I taught all the bartenders how to do it.
Roger that. Well, I'm going to head after. I think after all this house situation goes, I'm going to head over there for a victory car bomb. That's what I'm doing.
Those are dangerous.
All right, Serb, you got to guess the who died and who was born on this day.
All right, here we go.
First off, we go with the births.
Yeah.
Okay, born today, August 27th, 1908. He was, well, shit, I'll just make it really easy. He was a president of the United States. He was a president of the United States, born today in 1908. Don't forget about the 20-second delay there, Spaniard. We got it.
Eisenhower.
Okay. Spaniard's going to go with Eisenhower. Not Spaniard, Serb. I get you guys mixed up. Sorry, you look so much alike. Buddy, anybody in the comments? 20 seconds.
It's Monday. Who do we got?
We got nothing. Joel was here. He would know. Where's Katie at? She just gets the music questions?
Yeah, she's the music buff, not
Okay.
so much the history.
The answer, born today, August 27th, 1908, U.S. President, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Ah, see.
Ta-da. Born today, August 27th, 1952, American actor and comedian. Born today, 1952, American actor and comedian. His claim to fame was playing, guess you could say, a child that never grew up.
Ooh. Okay. I think I know this one.
Let's give it a few seconds for
Give it a few
our 20
seconds,
second our mystery delay. We're not getting any comments. Everybody left, I think.
Let me see if I could type this in here.
I think I killed him with the hoe and the light switch story.
Yeah, I think you lost them there.
Shut up. Rub it in. Goddamn, Not everything's going to be gold. Oh, look at that. Kurt Westerling.
Kurt.
First White Sox fan I ever met. He said Tom Hanks. That is correct. Or that is incorrect. Katie says Robin Williams. That is incorrect.
Come on, we have 784 viewers, folks. You got to know this one.
Here, I'll make it really easy for you. Not only was his claim to fame playing a kid that never grew up, he also liked to spank it in movie theaters.
Oh, Pee Wee Herman.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Katie was wrong. Yeah, it was not Robin Williams.
The correct answer, Paul Rubens.
There you go.
Okay, trying to stick with music. Born today, August 27th, 1953. He was a 1953 born, a singer, songwriter, not really a singer, let's just say songwriter and guitarist. And he was in one of the bands that that was picked in the drummer draft.
Oh.
Don Bonham? No, it wasn't. Oh, it was. Wait a second.
He was a
What
guitarist. He was a
what was the year?
guitarist, or he is a guitarist. He's not dead.
Not the off of your band there.
He was born in 1953. Figure. No, it's not Andrew Ridgely.
I'll use his stage name, not his real name.
Anybody in the comments? Did you type a comment there, Spaniard?
I typed a comment. Yes, I did.
Spaniard, that is incorrect.
Yeah, it's a good shot. I thought.
Was a good shot. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody out there in the world. The answer is Alex Lifeson, the underrated member of Rush, the guitarist.
Holy cow.
Yeah, never.
And last one on the births. Born today, August 27th, 1969. So he's close to our age there, fellas. August 27th, 1969. Born today was this is shit. This is easy. This gives it away in the description right here. Mexican-American, dog trainer, television personality, and author.
I gave it away.
Oh, well, I guess if you watch the show, it was a popular show. He even had a little thing on whatever the hell that show is. Yeah, South Park.
I'm gonna type in my. Oh, there we got it. Yep, people are typing
Everybody's coming on.
Hello, Susan.
Look at that!
Here.
Holy smokes,
Look at that.
Sue Sobosinski
Everybody.
car. Hey, how you doing? Yes, very popular. The answer is, of course, Caesar Milan. How do you not know Caesar Milan there, sir? Come on.
Oh yeah, I thought I was on the tip of my tongue.
Okay,
Yeah.
now here comes the tough ones. These are the deaths.
We have to do a lightning round here. We gotta.
Oh, jeez, what do you got to be somewhere?
Yes.
All right, fine. Jerk. Hate you. All right, died today in 1967, an English businessman and music manager. Died today in 1960, English. He was a manager of a very, 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 very popular band.
The Beatles band.
And some say,
Rolling Stone.
What was that? What was that, sir? And some say secret homosexual. Actually, he wasn't secret. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but he was a homosexual. Anybody?
Brian Epstein.
The correct answer is Brian Epstein. Oh, look at that. Hey, Linda clicked in with that one. All right, died today. Here, you'll know this one, Spaniard. Died today in 1980. American actor, producer, and screenwriter. Died today in 1980. It was said after he died, it's too bad he wasn't holding on to Chevy Chase.
Oh, Doug Kinney.
The correct answer is Douglas Kenney, the creator of the National Lampoon.
He is my
died today, August 27th, 1990. American singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer. Had a little trouble with a helicopter getting out of Alpine Valley.
Ooh. Yeah, I know this one, but I'm gonna let people chime in on this one.
That's my helicopter.
Hey, and Dave Lawhern says hello to George. Dave Lawhern says hello.
Hey, Dave.
There you go. Dave said he didn't watch this show. He said it was a giggle fest, I believe.
He's a closet watcher.
I believe those were his words. It's like a bunch of old ladies sitting around having a giggle fest. I was like, well, nice that you came out today. Let's see. Bob Denver says Katie. That is incorrect. And Kurt, my old buddy from kindergarten, says Stevie Ray Vaughan. That is correct.
There
Stevie
you
Ray
go,
Vaughan,
Kurt.
the old after a concert there at Alpine Valley, the old helicopter went down. And I believe that Eric Clapton was supposed to be on that helicopter as well. That's what somebody told me at work today. And also died today at, you know what? Fuck that. We don't care about that. We'll end it with Stevie Ray Vaughan since we were supposed to talk about music today. So, but there you go. Bob Denver wasn't in a helicopter. He was in an experimental plane. He was like to fly, which I never understood. If you got all that money and shit, why are you doing flying experimental planes and like going in balloons around the fucking North Pole and shit? And then they always fly away and die. And they're like, oh, gee, it was too bad. He only had $1 billion. All he wanted to do was walk a tightrope to the fucking moon. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Linda Gilligan, isn't that Bob Denver?
Oh wait, that's Bob Denver. Wait a minute, Bob Denver. Bob
Which
Denver
one?
was
Which Denver?
Gilligan. Oh, Bob Denver.
Andy Denver? No.
Well, no.
Trophy wife would know
Who was
this,
the singer?
Something Denver, right?
John Denver.
John Denver. Damn, there you go, George.
Sunshine on my shoulder.
Yeah,
Tape this, Rajesh, you fucker.
Nope.
There you go.
Nope. Country Road. Is that him? Country Road?
Country Road, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is another episode that's getting shipped off right away to the
Archives.
The archive of the Museum of Broadcast History. We're gonna wrap this one up and send it off with a big bow on it.
Mm-hmm.
Music is important to people, but don't play it too goddamn loud because not everybody has your same taste in music. The only time you can play really loud music is when the fucking kids upstairs in your apartment building were jumping around all Christmas Eve. So you get up early on Christmas at like 4 in the morning and start blaring Judas Priest, British Steel, and then it's okay. But other than that, that was a fun day. Fucking Christmas morning. It was like 4:30 in the morning. Grinder, looking for me, which is funny. If you go back and listen to the Judas Priest songs now, with what you know about what's his face there, the lead singer.
Yeah.
Wink. Again, not that there's anything wrong with it, but back in 78, 79, 80, 81, people didn't know, people didn't talk about that. But you listen to those fucking lyrics now with like a new eye and a new ear, and you're like,
what's he talking about?
Hell bent for leather. Some heads are gonna roll. Oh, really? Are they?
Yes, they are. Deliciously at
Just
that.
listen to music. Music can take you back places and make you think about shit, but don't play it too loud, especially if it's really crappy music. That's my final thought. Just be nice to each other and listen to Black Sabbath once in a while.
There you go. And George, since you're our host today, I don't think I prepped you on this. We do a thing called final thoughts. So before we sign off for the night, do you have any last words, any final thoughts for our listeners tonight?
You know what? Let's continue supporting this Black Sheep show. It's great, actually. It's funny. And Ogre,
thank you.
Do a hell of a job there, pal.
Well, thanks. I try.
Tony, fantastic idea. I just and I know you're on Fridays now on
it's a work in
WJOB.
progress. Yeah, Friday mornings, JOB. That's
Friday
right.
mornings. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Just keep with it, guys, and I'll support you whatever which way I can. You know.
All right.
Okay.
Talking car bombs over at the back court. That's what we're talking about.
I'm starting a GoFundMe page for my Discover card, so you can,
There you go. Yeah, we can.
That's it. We can help them out.
There, we'll just,
You ever see fuckers that do that? They get help these people. The guy only has the job, but he needs to help buy food first.
Yeah.
Get another fucking job.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I was seriously thinking about this, and now that you mentioned that, I'm thinking I'm gonna launch here probably in October. But I want to do a GoFundMe for a tour bus, so that we can get a BlackSheep Bravo tour bus and pick up veterans along the way. We just have a party from coast to coast, and we stop at different places along the way. That's my goal. So anybody that knows how to do GoFundMe shit, give me a call, because I don't know how to do that shit. So, or better yet, why don't you guys come see me this Wednesday, August 29th. That's 2 days from now, Wednesday, at the Ogre Hall, otherwise known as the St. John Community Township Center in Cherville, Indiana. We will be broadcasting live at 6 p.m. So come on by and visit. See the behind the scenes. There's going to be a couple of us from the show there. George, you're more than welcome to come back out again. Talk about a little bit more about your bar. Bring somebody from the bar if you like. To come talk about any upcoming specials, what have you, whatever you want.
Bring that 6'8" guy. He can bounce people out of there for us.
That's right, Hank Solo.
We can get rid-
bring that guy.
He can finally get rid of fucking Magda, the cleaning woman, trying to kick us out all the time.
Oh no, she likes us. She really likes you.
Oh, you gave her a free shirt. That's right.
Yeah, she's in. She's in with us now. We're good to go. But yes. So yeah, if you guys get a chance, come check us out Wednesday night, and afterwards, we may end up at the backcourt bar. So we'll first round's on Ogre. So we'll check that out. So anyway, before I sign off and before Ogre, I turn it over to Ogre for his last sign off. Thank you guys very much for watching, and don't forget to check us out Friday morning. This time my mic will work, and again, Friday night we'll have our roundtable show. So check us out. So I'm the Spaniard keeping it tight from BlackSheep Bravo, heading over for Ogre. Have a great night. Ogre, take us out, will you?
That's right. Don't sweat the small stuff. Sorry about missing last week to all 6 of you, or 784, however many are out there. Next week is Labor Day, so I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. There's not going to be a show. It's going to be.
We're going to have a repeat.
So yeah, we'll have a repeat. One of the other. Maybe we'll replay that one with Ogre and Doc argue. That's a good one. And yeah, that's a great one. So just, don't sweat the small stuff. Be nice to each other. Try not to be too much of an asshole in your normal day-to-day stuff. We're just fucking sacks of meat with a few years on this ball here flying around in space around the sun. So, just take it easy and don't be too much of a prick. And have a nice day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Friday, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Monday motivation, and there you go. Ooh, are you touching my tra-la-la?
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding.